All right, so since Bear Down Mike is in here, we'll go to a Bear topic right here. And as I'm going through, really the biggest thing that keeps coming up is the injuries across your offensive line. Tremaine Edmonds is back, but the injuries keep on stacking up. And this is from Bears Wire, right? The looks like the SB Nation version of the Bears here. Tariq Cohen looks like he may be on the comeback trail. He got injured in week 3 of the 2020 season, but I mean, I don't know how big of news that is to you. Darnell Wright was leaving practice late with an apparent an ankle injury. Tevin Jenkins is injured. Bear fan, are you guys freaking out with all these injuries, or are you guys satisfied with the depth behind it? You worried about Justin Fields? What do you think, Mike?
Offensive line is hurting, and the regular season hasn't even started yet. Now I hear Darnell Wright. Didn't we just say it yesterday? As long as, God forbid, that the rookie gets hurt, they're really going to be in trouble. And then the next day he gets hurt in practice. So we don't wish injury upon anyone, even the Bears. So that's tragic. It's tragic. I mean, they had so much hopes going into this year, and now they've already got preloaded excuses for next year.
Right, and they do have some picks for next year, but that seems to be the common denominator with all the Bear fans. It's like, wow, we got next year's picks. We have all these picks. We have all these picks. They've always had all these picks. And then, you traded your picks for Justin Fields. You traded your picks for Mitch Trubisky. And now you traded your pick to miss out on CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. So, I mean, if any one of those two ends up being superstars in this league, then you will have effectively missed out on 3 of the top quarterbacks that are in the league right now, and you're going with Justin Fields. So this is a big deal. You're missing offensive linemen. Nate Davis, I don't even know if he's even practiced with the first team. He still hasn't practiced.
Nope.
So you have no continuity on your offensive line. And you have the superstar MVP quarterback that's about ready to break out, and now you're left with DJ Moore.
Right, and now you're 3 years. Now you're 3 years down the road with Justin Fields, and all you have is next year again. And now it's going to be time to pay him at some point. You're going to have to franchise tag him or pay him or something. So it's not looking good for the Bears with all these injuries on the offensive line. I don't think any team's been hit in one area the way they have. It's really sad, disheartening for them. Now, one thing you can say is next year they're looking good again. Poles has them in position, like you said. A lot of draft capital they got for next year. They also are going to have some salary cap money, and they're going to have the pieces that he put in there this year as well. He was able to get some longer-term contracts, not like Brad Holmes, just giving him 1-year deals, right? So he's going to have everything he has now, plus whatever he can add in this offseason. So the Bears are definitely on the rise, and they're going to be looking good next year.
And Bear Down Mike says right here that Poles will pick up O-lines to get more depth. I'm not worried. We'll still have some guys. It's really up for them to step up. And I think you want to push back on that?
Well, he's right. You'll have some guys, right? Braxton Jones, is he hurt?
They call him Jags, is what they call him.
Just a guy, yeah.
Just a guy.
We'll have some guys, but to win this division or to be competitive in this division, you're playing against some really good offensive and defensive lines in Green Bay and Detroit. You're not going to do well. Plus the Bears' schedule, you've got a lot of great defensive lines. They're going to eat you for breakfast. And this year is not going to be the year for you. Hopefully next year they can put it together.
Edmonds practiced for the first time since August the 3rd. So, I mean, the thing is like you can't expect just to recover from stuff like that. Yeah, you can get guys in there, but you're like, I was told that the Lions should be worried that our 8th offensive lineman isn't that good on the team. And it's like, you're telling me that you're without 2 starters and you're just, I'll just pick up some guys on the street.
I really like Ryan Poles. I think the Bears got a guy there that can be GM extraordinaire there, and he might be able to build a winner there just based on the moves that he's made so far. I don't think he's been flawless, but I do like what he's done there. Braxton Jones is not hurt. Okay, thank you, Bear Down Mike. So they got the one guy. It sounds a lot like last year. Braxton Jones, the only guy they had on the line last year.
Yep, and he wasn't supposed to be the main guy, and they ended up finding a good offensive lineman because everybody got hurt.
He was He was a late round pick. He was a surprise.
That was a good steal for them. Rajneesh says the O line going down, so Fields is going to get crucified for running again.
Yes.
If he doesn't get dead from running again, because I mean, if they don't protect him and he takes hits like he did last year, you're not going to have a quarterback. You ain't going to have to worry about whether he's good or not. He's going to be dead. That's the thing is like you get these reboots. It's great to have a lot of picks, but you got to start hitting on them. With the injuries, Mercedes Lewis will get more playing time to help block. Yeah, Mercedes Lewis is a pretty good blocking tight end.
Tight end. That's not an interior offensive lineman where, or that's not, I don't know, that it's part of your offensive line, but I don't want to be counting on Mercedes Lewis and his jive Chuck Taylor cleats to protect my quarterback.
Yeah, so Bear Down Mike says that Bears are looking at Dalton Reisner. He is the best free agent available.
Yeah, I imagine they've got to be looking in. One good thing the Bears have going, they are first in line for the waiver wire, right? They have first right of refusal for there. So the first best cast-off offensive lineman after cuts next Tuesday, the Bears are going to be jumping all over it.
So he has to turn shit into gold then. And that's it. That's what you're expecting. Like if you want the Chicago Bears and you're a Bears fan and you want the season to be good, you need some luck and you need some complete turnaround and a whole bunch of dudes that you didn't expect to be good need to be good.
And Rajneesh has a point there. He's got to turn shit into gold. And if you're the guy, then you can do that. Michael Jordan did it, right? I think Brett Favre did it. He had some good pieces on that team, but that team wasn't great. He willed that team to do it. I think we saw Joe Burrow do it in the Super Bowl year. That team wasn't that great. Joe Burrow was that great. So if Justin Fields can be that great, now you take a situation like Philadelphia last year, the team around Jalen Hurts was great and he was great. So I think Justin Fields has the ability to turn shit into gold if he can put it together and learn to hit his receivers downfield.
That the thing is like this is more of an indictment on the way that the team is built than it is on Justin Fields. The thing is like you didn't build the team around him. And when they say that you're going to get Andrew Luck, that's what they did with Andrew Luck. That's what happens when you draft your quarterback before you put the team around him is they get killed. They get gun shy. Sometimes it ruins them. They may have been really good and it may ruin them because they get their ass kicked. So yeah.
Right. But Raji, can you put that comment back up for a minute, Russ? I'm going to read this comment back to you, Rajneesh, and I'm only going to leave out a couple of words. Okay, here it is. Admitting Justin Fields' offensive line was getting him killed. He has to improve his passing numbers. Okay, different spin on it.
It's my quarterback.
You just answered your own question. Justin Fields can do it, but he's got to hold up his end of it as well. Sure, he doesn't have an offensive line. He's got to make things happen. It's what we're just saying. Great players will elevate everyone around them, and they will get it done. And if he's not that guy, then you missed by moving up and picking him so high in the draft.